see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready, and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready, and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready, and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'm never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check,
You got that on the downtime?
What is up, y'all? We are level 1 gaming. That is right. That big news we were talking about for so long, we have finally announced it. Level 1 gaming is here, and we are back. Actually, we are starting, not back. And we got some guests today. We got some good news. Let me get into the introductions. Our favorite crabby citizen among us. How you doing, Kev?
I'm alive. I got a haircut today for the first time
Woo!
in like 2 months. My swag back on max. I got some delicious rum and coke to help me deal with y'all hooligans. I'm ready to talk about some video game stuff, man. Let's do it.
I am glad to have Kev here. How about we get into the DALLAZ?
Man,
How you doing, Dallas?
I am good, man. It's another one of these days of sipping gamer juice, talking trash with y'all. We got a couple guests, and they found out or are finding out the hard way that we don't know how to act even behind the scenes.
Y'all sure don't.
But I'm glad to have them here. I'm glad to have whoever's in chat here. Don't leave yet. I swear to get good at some point. And that is, man.
And the one who doesn't show his face very often, so when he does, appreciate it. Halo to the king, Meek. How you doing?
Doing all right. We got some special guests on here, pretty big names in the gaming community, and yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So let's jump right in.
If you guys are wondering why the boxes are shifting around, Fame is working diligently on them because he's an old man and doesn't know how to work technology. But the youngest member of our podcast is still killing it, doing his goddamn thing. Demi God Reviews.
Demi Games.
How you
Demi Games.
Demi Games. Demi Games.
Damn,
Demi God, the man with the voice.
That's my alter ego on Saturdays.
On OnlyFans.
What was going on? Exactly. What was going on, people? Coming from the land of Bloodborne, the land of Gothingness right now. Taking a break to come podcast. We got some special guests on the podcast today. Two very big names. Excited to have them here. Let's get into it. Let's talk about games, women, wine, Witcher, all that type of stuff. With it.
You're in the
The
boxes.
old man on the podcast, the oldest man here, the one who is gonna chase you off his lawn with his chanclatas and robe because he is ancient. Fame, how you doing, baby?
What's going on, guys? Fame Entertainment here. And yes, I am super excited and I'm happy that we do have level1gaming.com up and going. We have an amazing group of writers, an amazing group of editors. And I think we surprised a lot of people who we had on the team. And we had a great first 3 days as a website. So we want to thank everyone who's come out and read some of our articles and shared our articles. It was super dope to have you guys come out and be involved and with the conversations and wishing us luck, man. It was super, super dope. But today I want to move forward and talk about some of the two guests, as you guys were saying. These two are of the bigger names in the gaming community, and I was super excited to have not one, but both of them come on today. And I do want to start with the introduction of the man with a million, Randall Thor.
What's going on, Fame? What's going on, everybody in chat and everybody meeting for the first time here in the panel? The intros you guys did for me about being a big name in the community, I'm touched. I'm a nobody, okay? Let's need to put that out there first. I'm nobody special. I'm just a dude who ended up getting a lot of gamer score, you know? And I mean, it's all about Tim Dog, really. He's the big guy. Like, come on,
Can we
Tim.
both agree you're both handsome and we want you here? Can we disagree about that?
Tim is really handsome. I'm not.
You take the edge and looks, but thanks.
And then next up, we got the man that you guys always hear about on Reddit, Gaff, Reset Era, the notorious one, Tim Dog. What's up, brother?
Thank you for having me. Really nice things that you guys are saying. Like Random, just a guy that's been in the community for a long time. I'm an older guy. I remember in 2007 I was on the forums, System Gaming Wars, or I think it was System Wars, which was on GameStop. and it's been a ride ever to this point. You know, I'm predominantly an Xbox fan, but I game on all platforms, and just in general appreciate gaming and gamers in general. Just very happy to be here, and you know, sure we got a lot to talk about. You guys got a really good thing going. You just said you were starting out, but really looking nice. So, good luck in everything that you're doing and striving out to do.
Thank you. A lot of that shout out goes to y'all starting with the memes already. Wow. Okay. So one thing we like to do when we have guests on, we kind of want to get not necessarily a big backstory, but kind of want to get a backstory, you guys. So one of the things I want to get with you first, Rand, because you are one of the few people with the million gamer score. So one of the I always wanted to know is what was your mindset going as you feel like you was getting closer to that million when you first got it? Was it like, were you just playing anything to try to help to get that gamer score? Were you like just naturally, all right, this is my next game and I'm playing it? Kind of like your mindset and how it felt when you finally hit that 1 million, because I know there's a small handful of people who has it now, but that's still an incredible feat that I think most people who talk about video games all day on Twitter would never reach.
I mean, like at the beginning, it was like I would just play whatever I wanted, and sure, I've played my fair share of would be classified as not good games, like Montana and My Horse to Me. But hey, but you got to do what you got to do to get them points, right? Towards the end, it just kind of, okay, I know how much I needed, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to play this, and this, and then I set it up carefully, kind of looking at what achievements I needed not to go over, because then I had conversations with people at Xbox, because I was going to go to E3 live. So, you know, I had conversations with their production team about what game they wanted it to be, and then I had to like set that up without going over. It was this whole process, and I mean, it was so exciting for me because through Tim and through Southbound, I ended up meeting Phil Spencer. You know, we started playing games and hanging out, and he invited me to come to E3 to break the million gamer scores. So like when I got a couple days leading up to there where everything was all set and my plan had come to fruition and I was 100 points out from the million, I flew out to LA, met Tim Dog in real life, which, you know, was absolutely amazing. I remember not sleeping much, honestly, that night before. Like I did not sleep. I was just like tossing and turning in bed, and then the day happened, and you know, it's still like something I vividly remember. So it's also kind of like a burden lifted off your shoulders. It's like I don't really chase gamer score anymore. I kind of just play what I feel like. Like I've been playing the hell out of Warzone for the past month. I really haven't played anything else. Whereas before, maybe I wouldn't have done that to the degree I am, because it's like, okay, I need to keep on moving on to the next game and moving on to the next game to keep on playing. So, I mean, you said it was when I did it, it wasn't like it is now where it's like super easy. There's all these easy games that come out all the time, like fifth in the world. I think now there's almost 200, so it's still pretty prestigious.
Yeah.
It's and especially when you're in this like gaming community where most people just talk on Twitter and bitch and back and forth about PlayStation and Xbox, and nobody actually really plays any games.
Factual.
You know, at least I can say I played a ton. So yeah, it was exciting, and I'm eternally grateful to Phil, everybody at Xbox who made that happen, and of course, and it really comes down to Tim Dog. Tim introduced me to Phil, and that's how it all started. In fact, Tim was the one when we were playing with Phil in Halo 5. Tim was the one who said, "Wouldn't it be cool if you invited Rand to break 1 million at E3?" That's all Tim.
Hey, Tim's good people.
Yes, he is.
Rand's good people. Good dude. So I'm happy that all worked out the way it was.
Hey, Rand, what was the game?
The game was Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, which is like one of my favorite games of this generation. It was originally supposed to be Halo 5 Guardians. I would beat a level on legendary difficulty. I had set it up where I needed to do one of those short levels, the walk and talk levels that are like 5 minutes long. It beat all the other levels on legendary, so all I would have to do is that. They changed it, and it was like, oh, we want you to beat Ori, which if you beat Ori, you know that the final boss or that final escape sequence is pretty tough.
Yep.
took me a little bit of time to do, but
super tough, man.
That's super
Can I
dope.
ask?
You did it
Rand
live,
and
right?
Tim.
I mean, it wasn't live. I mean, they recorded it, and then the section with Phil was live later. But yeah,
Right.
Can I ask both of y'all? You guys have an extensive gaming history. What is the game that got you into gaming? Like, what is that game that you still remember and you could go back, even though it's probably old as hell, that you can still like, yeah, I love this game no matter what.
me, the game that I saw, and immediately was like, I need to play this, and I still remember to this day. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I was about to say Mike Tyson's. Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the NES. I remember seeing it at a friend's house and just looking at it like it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in the world. Ended up getting an NES, and that's basically the story. It was Punch Out. I still vividly recall the moment I saw it for the first time.
Great game.
For
What about you,
me,
Tim?
it was a game. I don't know if you guys you probably might remember, but it was called Populous by EA.
Yep.
And that game kind of got me into gaming. I love that game, but the games that really started to, solidify my love for video games was really the Sega Genesis era. When I remember playing Shinobi and those type games, Fantasy Zone, and there was a ton of games that came out that generation that really, made me gave me the love of gaming that I had. Like, I remember playing to 4 a.m, and obviously the sports games I've always played too. But overall, the big game that really got me going was Populous, and it was a lot because of my brother. He's older than I, so he used to play it. So I was always like the annoying brother that would be like, "Hey, let me play," and then Flight Simulator too. Even though I never knew what was going on, but that was also a game that I really thought was amazing at the time, even though I didn't know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm looking forward to that just for that nostalgic reason, coming to Xbox later this year. But those games are kind of the games that really got me into it. And then for Xbox, obviously the easy one, it was Halo. I remember buying Halo and looking at it. It was like 12 days after the launch of Xbox, and I looked at this game and I said, "This looks cool." And I went to the GameStop guy and I said, "What's up with this game?" And he's like, "I got one left. Everyone keeps buying this game. Everyone can't stop talking about it." And I got the game, and from there I was tied in to the Halo universe.
So I do want to ask one thing before we get to the first topic. Tim Dog. So with you being a very your name like carries weight a lot when it comes to, of course, what Rand was talking about, how you introduced him to the field. Like you are a pretty upstanding guy. Like how do you go about your day when you're such a trigger for people on these social sites, whether it's Gaff and recent era? So you get a lot of people talking your name every single day, and I'm sure people are DMing you, "Hey, someone said your name here," tagging you and this and that. Like, how do you function about your day when you're constantly being berated for something that you enjoy?
Good question. Honestly, I attribute that to New York. Kind of like, I think the lifestyle in New York, it kind of makes you, I'm not saying that it's different. It's just kind of like fast paced. And to be honest, I keep track of everything as much as it is. And it takes a lot of time. I'm not going to lie about that. Sometimes I wish, I never got into it, because it is, I wake up literally to 10, 15 DMs, questions, or sometimes concerns, or sometimes, look what this did or that did, especially during times, when it's really hot and heavy, like with Xbox news or Sony news. But I've always prided myself of, I kind of everyone that I've talked to on Twitter, anybody who tweets at me, I will answer. Obviously, I have a lot of people that fight with me, so I have people muted. I have obviously people that, like, there's no there's no chance. Like I have some people blocked, but I do pride myself of like if anybody, whoever it is, if you hit me up and you're, somewhat cool, I'll talk to you, and I'll never be above somebody or above a question. So I kind of always, I keep up with everything, and obviously it's been a lot. I got over 300,000 tweets on Twitter, and I have over 250,000 likes. That's a lot of interaction, and it's just something that kind of I got used to, and I just always try to keep up, and I that's just the way I am. I'm kind of like, as gamers, we're always looking for more information, and we're always looking for the newest thing. And I think everyone here knows that. Like, we just want to get new stuff and new information. That's what I live for. I'm always there. I'm always looking. I'm always thinking that something might happen or news might break. But as time went on, now the stories break sometimes way beforehand. I get a DM and I can't talk about it, and I know about things, and I have to keep sources close, and I can't say things. But yeah, it's pretty crazy right now, I would say, and it's grown a lot since I would say the start of this gen. I mean, the start of this gen, when I was on Twitter, not to be too long-winded, but when I was Twitter, I was pretty. I didn't think anybody listened to me or really cared, so I would be stupid on Twitter, or like curse and be like, yeah, fuck you, excuse my language or whatever, and just say whatever. But after a while, and I realized that people would ask me questions and took me seriously. Then I was like, yeah, now I got to kind of take it serious. So that's where I am now, and now it's just it is pretty crazy the way the flood of information that comes.
Was there any one point, and this is for both of y'all, was there any one point where something happened and then a light switched in your head, like, oh snap, I'm somebody, I gotta watch what I do or watch how I say stuff?
I'll take this one quick, Brandon, and then I'll let you take the floor. Phil had me blocked for a while. And
really,
the reason, yeah, people don't know this. Phil had me blocked because I would curse and I would promote console wars. I would argue with a guy named Major Unost, which is Sony backwards.
I remember.
And we used to go crazy. And what happened was Pinello and Greenberg, they kind of with my guys behind the scenes, they said, Tim's not bad, because they knew me, and they kind of like told Phil, give him another shot. And after a while, I was being good, and I kind of just knew that like maybe these people were taking me serious. I kind of really cut down on being like absolutely saying whatever and cursing, because Phil doesn't like cursing. So that's one of the things, is I curtailed the cursing. And once I did that, Phil, after a while, he was listening to tweets, and then he would answer tweets, and then 2015 area, he followed me and we talked in DMs, and he did address things, like he says, he's not a guy that likes console wars and stuff like that. He really does speak from the heart when he says that. Like, he hates all the stuff that goes on. He is a competitive person, but he doesn't like all that type of stuff. And I just basically told him, I said, I keep it chill. I'm going to still be me, but I kind of give him the respect where I don't throw F-bombs, and I kind of keep away from the toxic stuff. I kind of steer clear of that. But that for me was when I kind of realized that people were actually reading my tweets and liking my tweets, to the point where like people were actually telling Phil, like, this guy's funny. This guy's, he's not a bad person. And, I'm a family man. I'm a good person in general. I'm nice to people, and I don't take this to the way the person in 2013, 14, that was most of that was joking, and it was just something that I was, just being outlandish. But so that for me was the wake up moment when Phil kind of unblocked me and gave me a shot.
Did not know Tim was blocked by Phil. Breaking news on Double XP.
That's how you know you're putting in work. If you're not putting in work, somebody don't block you.
What about you, Rand? When did that light click and say, "Oh man"?
Yeah. Come on, man, with the voice. You've been quiet over there. Give us your intake.
I mean, I've been been acting the same the whole time. Like I don't really argue with people on Twitter or YouTube or any of that stuff. Like I don't.
So you're not using the internet correctly?
I don't engage in a lot of the stuff that goes on. A lot of the back and forth. I'm not really on Twitter very much. If you notice, like I know Tim's got 300,000 tweets. I think I have 20,000 over the course of 10 years.
Oh my god.
I don't like you keep it to like you would at work. Like I don't talk about religion. I don't talk about politics. Those subjects, even though talking about PlayStation, Xbox sure seems like talking about politics and religion to some people the way they act.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
I always kind of thought of it like, would I be proud of what I'm saying? My parents or somebody in my real life saw it, and they would like, I'm like, so you saying F this and F that, and all, like, you know what I mean? Like, would that look? Or maybe like a future employer dug up some stuff and it's like, would you be proud of what you were saying then? That's kind of the way I just act on social media. Like I don't, I privately, I got thoughts about stuff, but like I'm not putting it out there. Like I'm not one of those people that needs to put out on Twitter like what I'm thinking every second of the day. Like, oh, I just had a corn dog and a piece. Like I don't even like people always say like you should tweet more and I'm like I don't know what to say because it's my life is boring like most people's life is boring and like you know what I mean like I don't want to like make I don't know it's just I don't know what to say, I don't know what to tweet, so I just don't, and then I keep it clean because that's just kind of like how I want people to be like I don't even know what I'm really trying to say. I'm just saying like that's the kind of way I've been using social media long time. Never really see me going off on stuff.
You ain't got nothing to say, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, you guys are a lot like me where you can ask the panel. I don't get into the console wars because I came from a time where I didn't have money for one, but now I can afford all of them. So it's like now that I can afford all of them, I just don't care what you play, just enjoy your gaming. So it's like I remember when I didn't have money for anything.
You don't get into console wars because you don't play consoles.
No, my PlayStation. I started up my PlayStation 4 the other day, and it was like, bitch.
So
I was like, oh, okay.
So speaking of consoles and having something to talk about, Rand, I want to get everybody's opinion, but I want to start with I guess. So today we found out that Unreal Engine 5 is exclusive to PlayStation 5. Can you believe it? Like, no other console, PC can't get UE5. It's exclusive to PlayStation 5. We learned that today, according to the beautiful folks on Twitter. But I do want to get y'all thoughts on what we saw today. We did get a Unreal Engine 5 tech demo that was we kept hearing over and over. This is the first look at PlayStation 5 and things like that. So I do want to get our guest thoughts first on what we saw today as far as UE5 and the hype that Jeff Keighley made, which has been, the first look. Like, this is PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the demo was impressive. The big thing is if you look at the previous Unreal Engine 4 demos that dropped in 2013, we have games that far surpass that. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to see some games in a couple years that are going to look better than this. Which is amazing because that demo looked ridiculous. I mean, there wasn't really a lot of gameplay outside of like, I'm going to run, I'm going to jump, I'm going to climb some walls. Look like a Tomb Raider Uncharted game. There was no combat. You didn't really see any AI. But it was quick.
Truth.
And it presented you with more of the potential next generation rather than like, oh, this would be a cool game. I do love to talk about. I see it now on Twitter. Like, this demo could only run on the PlayStation 5. Super fat SSD. Even though it's going to run on Series X and PC, even though like I watched Digital Foundry today and they said, Epic said that the demo could run on an Xbox One and PS4. It just would have to be changed in certain ways. But I think it was smart of Sony to have this kind of associated with the PlayStation 5 without them having to actually do anything. They didn't have to show Horizon Zero Dawn or they didn't have to show God of War or any of their stuff. It was just like, here's Epic. Here's a multi-platform engine, which, ironically, going to benefit Xbox more because 10 of the Xbox studios actually use
Right,
Unreal
Unreal,
for their
yep.
game.
Yep.
Unreal. So if you're excited for what Unreal Engine looks like, well, baby, you better be checking out Playground's Fable because from all accounts, that's an Unreal Engine 4. And who knows what happens afterwards if like Hellblade 3 will be on Unreal Engine 5 and et cetera, et cetera. I think it was smart to show an extended look at a gameplay segment instead of how Microsoft their whole first look gameplay of Series X, where most of it was essentially running on a PC. The disclaimer of should be representative of Series X, and we only saw snippets of gameplay. So for the hype, I mean, Jeff Keighley's a hype man. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He hypes you up to come into, to watch the Game Awards, to watch his Summer Game Fest thing. It's what he does, and he's good at it. Like, was this one of the most important moments of the summer? Absolutely freaking not. Are you kidding me? It's sure, as a demo, it's impressive. We're never gonna play that thing. Never gonna get our hands on it and play through a whole level. What is the most important moments of this summer is going to be when Sony reveals their stuff in June, when Xbox reveals all their stuff in July.
And price.
That's it. End of story.
Price,
So,
definitely.
that's kind of what my thoughts on the whole thing.
Tim Dog, what's your thoughts about what we've seen today and this exclusive engine to PlayStation?
Listen, I think that gamers right now are just, and this is I think this goes through a lot of people in Microsoft. I've heard echoing of it. Like, gamers right now are super hyper sensitive. Like, and the way Jeff, like you said, the way he tweeted that, it made it look like it was exclusive, to be honest. If you look at his tweet, and a lot of thought it was exclusive. And to be honest, Sony benefits in a way because if you don't know, like this panel knows that it's an engine that's going to be multi-platform and probably have more games on Xbox that are running it than PlayStation, you'd have no idea. You'd be like, oh my God, that's PlayStation 5. That's not what we saw last week from Xbox. So from a marketing standpoint, Sony, once again, really knows how to... I think this kind of fell in their laps, but or if they plan this, then kudos to them. But they got it to the point where people thought it was exclusive, and it was a pretty big deal. People were starting to really, like, Twitter was going crazy for a little.
It's nuts.
And Xbox guys I saw are getting hit, and they're saying this is that, and then the Xbox would go, no, it's on our system too, and then it came out, it was 1440p and 30 frames per second. Woo! And the Xbox guys were like, the Xbox guys were like, just as stupidly as the Sony guys, going, hey, look, it's 1440p. I mean, I joked around about it, but the bottom line is that what you saw, if they can match that this generation on just even multiplats or any of the games, I'm all in. That's what I want. I want things to look like that. I want things to sound like that. One of the things that I noticed was when they showed that 15 seconds when the sound was amazing too. Just everything was unbelievable. And I just think as gamers right now, we're just at a fever pitch. So you got a lot of back and forth going. And nobody really knows. I don't even think Sony and Microsoft knows how this is going to end up or how they're going to show their stuff, because with this whole COVID things, it's not as easy to run shows and stuff like that. But overall, it was a big win for Epic, and definitely kind of a feather in Sony's cap, because a lot of people will just associate that demo to Sony and next generation, and unfortunately, Microsoft. Week prior, kind of, even though their first look was Hellblade 2, which a lot of people forget about, but they kind of got themselves in a little bit of trouble with the way they said gameplay, and it wasn't gameplay. And, really, if you look at the Xbox last week, those were AA or even, indie developers making games look as good as, this generation triple A's or close to it, which is pretty impressive if you think about it. But that's still this generation. People want to see next generation, and I think that Epic nailed it today, to be honest.
So I want to get the panel started about this. Were you guys impressed at all with what you saw today? Any one of my guys have thoughts about what we saw, and is this what you expected to see from a next generation type engine, even though it was running at 30 frames, which I think 30 frames should die already.
Well, yeah, I mean, thus far, this is the closest we've seen to next gen. Like, this is we are like this close to touching next gen, and it felt like it. For once, in all of these little reveals and whatnot, it actually felt like we were close to next gen.
Even though it was a demo and not a game we'll never be able to play.
Even though it was a tech demo. Secondly, the dope thing about the demo is maybe not for everybody, but somebody is going to watch that. Somebody that uses Unreal Engine 4 and is going to be excited about using those tools. Some ideas are going to come from that. Something is going to, like, maybe not right now, but at some point we're going to have pretty dope games because of it. And I know everybody's like, show us games, show us games, show us games. I'm right there with y'all. Show us games. But also show us something dope that people can be excited about. And it's kind of sad on one part, on one hand, that a tech demo has to be the thing to do that. But at the same time, it's sort of the only example that we have of what the PS5 may be capable of.
Hey Snips, does it rile you up that even if you get a 3080 Ti, that your SSD not fast enough so you can't run games like you can run it on PS5?
I don't know, man. I SSD, so they can suck it. Like, look, here's my thing about it, man. And I just rewatched the demo a little bit. That's why I've been kind of quiet to kind of refresh my memory on it. It looks, I mean, yes, it looks good. Nobody can deny that it looks good. The footage looks good. Okay.
It does.
What I want to know is, I want clear distinction between what's cinematic and what's actual gameplay. And even in what looks like to be the actual gameplay, it still looks really good. So the biggest things that seems to take away are, it is 30 FPS, which people are unhappy about, but you can't, I feel like in this day and age, you can't mention FPS without also mentioning resolution, because those two things kind of go hand in hand. And in some cases, I'm willing to sacrifice FPS if it means I can blow it up at a larger resolution. I think that loses any kind of value after 4K. After 4K, everything kind of falls off. The human eye can only do so much. So it's not going to really notice all this 8K bullcrap that people are trying to push now. But you have to mention resolution and frames hand in hand, because 60 frames is great. But me personally, I'd rather have 40 frames at 1440p than 60 frames at 1080, and that's just me. That's not for everybody. So that, I think, has to be part of the conversation as well. Honestly, I was a little disappointed it's only at 1440. I figured they would be pushing closer to because that's basically considered 2K. I figured they'd be true 4K 30 FPS. So I was a little taken aback of that. But again, the level of detail and everything in this demo is pretty freaking insane. And no ray tracing, apparently, as far as I can see.
Yep.
It is all so it's dynamic lighting, but it's, I guess, basically the way I can explain it from my understanding is the difference is you're not creating any light elements or any elements that will produce lights or shadows that the game isn't already predisposed to expect. Like, it knows exactly what angles it's going to come from, what it's going to bounce off of, when and how. So because they're able to kind of prep for all that and put it in ahead of time, everything can look really, really awesome. The whole amazing part of ray tracing is that if I, drive a car in GTA 6 or whatever, and I decide to park it on the side of the road and blow it up right there, nobody, no matter how amazing your developers are, no coder or anything could have planned that I would park in that exact spot and blow up that car right there, and that explosion would happen, and all the light sources of how that's going to create and what it's going to bounce off of. That's what ray tracing is supposed to provide. Real-time ray tracing is supposed to make those kind of spontaneous elements look as visually good as this stuff does. So yeah, I think it looks really impressive. My biggest takeaways were 30 FPS at 1440p. I mean, it still looks good, but it's nothing mind-blowing. The level of detail is amazing, and no ray tracing. Those were my main takeaways from it. But it still looks awesome. Like, if a game came out looking like that, I'm not going to be upset in any way, shape, or form.
Before we get on to the next person, as in the chat, I promised I would read our super chats in my most seductive voice. So, what is Azier Ruiz? Oh, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm sorry, baby.
Just plug your OnlyFans. It'll be okay. Go.
Rand and Tim, do you think that do you think the Xbox team will change the July showcase, the July show based on the negative feedback? Second question, Lockhart and Price the day Sony after show. I'm sorry, I was reading
after
what he
Sony
wrote.
show.
After Sony show. So
After
do you
dark
think that
Sony
they'll
show.
change the July show after the negative feedback? And do you think the Lockhart and the price will change after the Sony show? Rand and Tim.
Be interested to see what Tim has to say about this because
No. Rand, what do
I'm
you
gonna
think?
answer it because I haven't actually talked to Tim about this.
Because you'd be like, Tim is the handsome one. Talk to him. No,
Tim is you know he's too big for me. He's been on that RDX with Dealer and Colt. I don't want to talk to little Rand no more, but
we all know Tim is the shaboinkin people, as Eddie Murphy would say back in Raw. But I want to hear what you gotta say, handsome.
So this is what I think about it. I don't think it'll change one bit. You know why? Because there's no time to change anything. Right? So if the only thing that could potentially change the feedback that they've received is how the marketing around the show would be implemented, right? Because July show it was a June show. It got pushed to July. There's no time to create something new. If you're worried that, hey, we were going to show a 2-minute cinematic announce trailer for Fable or Perfect Dark, you saw what people said about, hey, we want gameplay. All right, you're just not going to be able to suddenly make a 5-minute demo of Fable or Perfect Dark, a vertical slice of a game, 2 months. It's just not going to happen. Right? So, in my opinion, the only thing that can change is how they market it. Maybe if they were waffling about showcasing a game like Perfect Dark, maybe they decide, okay, we're not going to hold on to this anymore. We're going to basically blow our load, show the world what we have. That's the only thing that could potentially change. I'm curious to see what Tim has to say about that. So basically, for me, nothing. Nothing's going to change. It's the marketing.
Okay. Tim, the handsome that Rand wants to pass off to, how you doing?
All right, so I personally agree with you. That it is too late, but if I were Microsoft and I'm dead serious, I would have, say, either you or somebody, anybody on this panel, review the show with them and give their input, because I sometimes feel Microsoft has a problem of being tone deaf. They will put out a show and think that they're doing great, and it's a horrible show, or it doesn't hit the show. So I honestly would do something like that, because I don't know. I was so sure that they were going to hit it out of the ballpark with the gameplay reveal that I didn't think that was going to happen. What happened? So now I'm of the mind of they can screw this up, and what they have to do is they have to be really cautious. And they have to really make sure that they push their message, make sure that they show gameplay, make sure that they speak what they say that they're going to have, and they don't put themselves in the position that they are in now. Not that they're in a bad position. They just put themselves in a position where they kind of tripped up now. Everything was going great. And sometimes I attribute to it. We had Rick Carey on the show, and he was a member of Inside Xbox, and he talked about some of the problems that they have. But for me, it's like, you got to get this one right. So however you got to do it, if you have to delay it, I would delay it, because I think they're in a position where they're in a waiting game. One of the questions was Lockhart price and that stuff. So I think they're in a position where it's like a cat and mouse. So I would delay it if they had to, or do whatever that they have to do. But get some real good, honest feedback, and don't make the same mistakes, because unfortunately they're put in this position because of COVID. I think they would have had a good E3, but right now I don't know if they're gonna get their message fully, clearly out the way they easily could if they, there's certain ways, there's certain things that you could do, that could pretty much ensure that you have a good show or get people hyped. But for whatever reason, they don't. They're too timid, or they don't ever, get that gamer perspective, what gamers want. So, like I said, do whatever you got to do, get it right. And I really would take somebody like anybody from this panel and just say, hey, look at the show and be brutally honest. And I guarantee you one of the people on this panel would say, if they saw it and they saw the problems, they would give them that answer. That is up to them right now to find out if they're going to hit what they need to hit or not. Because to be honest, they cannot fumble this. If they fumble it, it's on them. And, I can't really feel bad for them.
So really quick before we get to Victor's super chat, it was a second part to that question. Tim and Rand, do you think we'll get the Lockhart after the Sony show? So that was it June? You think June?
Yeah,
Lockhart?
June. You're going to get the Lockhart pricing. As I said, it's going to be cat and mouse. I think Microsoft will be willing to go last no matter what on price because they can adjust, and Sony's really not in a position to adjust. I mean, they could, but Microsoft's willing to take some cost here.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree with my man Tim here. I don't think you see Lockhart until the price comes out, and I don't think they're gonna get price in June. I don't think Lockhart's gonna. I don't think because Sony's gonna come out in June and show what they got to show. I think it would be absolutely dumb of Microsoft to be like, yeah, well, guess what? Here we have a super cheap Lockhart that only runs games at 1080p. In your face, Sony. Nah, I don't see that happening. I think they save that for whenever they talk about price. Then you'd be like, okay, for those of you that can afford the $500 Series X, we have a $100 Series M. I think June is something else, maybe more Xbox Game Pass focused, more Xbox Live focused, something about platform services. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So I disagree with Tim.
For the first time ever.
No, me and him have a, believe it or not, as Stallion, the one-time leader of Gamer Score, the first to hit 1 million. He said Tim and Rand are water and oil and water, with some of their opinions. But we definitely respect it. It's honestly interesting what Rand said. He's kind of right, but I just don't understand. If you don't reveal Lockhart now, when are you going to reveal the system?
And unless Microsoft's going to reveal the price in June, yeah. But I just can't see the counterpunch to Sony's June event being like, yeah, we got Lockhart, baby. I just don't see it.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Victor, I know I read that right. $5 says for the whole panel. I know we got off our original topic. I'm sorry, guys, but the super chats. I said I would read in my most seductive voice, but if PS5 struggles to play this demo at 1440p sub 30 FPS, will the 4 teraflop Lockhart be able to handle this fidelity?
I mean, not a game developer, so I don't know if the PS5 was struggling to run it at 1440p. Or 60 frames or 30 frames. Like, could it have run at 60? Could it have been at 4K? I don't know. I don't think Lockhart's going to be much of an issue. It's the same CPU. It's got the same GPU. Just clocked less. It'll be fine for what it is. It's designed to basically be a 1080p 60 machine. So if it runs at 1080p 30, it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. Opinion.
I think I said this earlier. We see it in E3 all the time. What most people fail to realize, and I don't know, with all the years we've gone by, is when we see these demos, like this demo that we saw, it's beautiful. But we've also saw Kara, which yes, eventually turned into Detroit Becoming Human, but Heretic, and it's called Adam now. I think it's on the Unreal YouTube channel. We've seen so many demos, but we see these demos, they don't turn into anything, yo. And the fidelity and all this stuff isn't important when we see these demos and we see it at E3. most of this stuff is running on PC, and I know you guys don't want to hear that. I know it pains you guys to hear that, but most of the stuff we see that is running at these E3 shows is run on PCs because we never. Oh God, we just got another super chat. Hold on, let me get through my rant. We never see this stuff. It's on PC, and we can prove that it's on PC for those that are in the background and the know. We're like, oh, well, I saw the mouse cursor for a second there. It's like that's PC. The people losing their minds, the Unreal Engine's only on most games, guys, start on PC and then move to console, so they're
What
there.
I actually really like to know now that then the more I think about it, I always think about this after the fact and never during. But like for tech demos, like the one that you just saw, I want to know. So it's 9 minutes and 3 seconds. How large was the crew, and how much time did they spend working on like everything, making that 9 minute and 3 second demo? How much time and effort and manpower went into making just that? That's what I want to know, because that's what's more telling about what is really capable on that new engine than anything else. Like if it took them a team of 50 who worked for 2 months straight just to make that 9 minutes, well, shit, we're probably not going to see something that detailed in like a fully fledged game that's supposed to have 60 to 100
I want to say
hours
they
of gameplay
answered
or
it.
something like that.
I remember hearing today that it was a team of dozens. 12 people or a dozen. But I'm not sure how many people.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long they worked for, but they did mention it was a team of dozens.
Like I'm curious about that. When I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I wonder how much went into that. Like how many people and how many hours went into making that 9 minutes? Because it's a damn gorgeous looking 9 minutes. But
Well, let's flash back to. I will get to the super chats in 2 seconds, y'all. Hold on. There's 3 super chats. Hold on.
oh my god!
Let's flash back to Tim and Ren with this fidelity stuff and all the. Are we reaching the pinnacle of where graphics can go? I mean, we have Final Fantasy 15, Red Dead Redemption 2 that are just like the highest quality games we've ever seen on consoles. And when I watched that demo today, I didn't see anything. I personally, I saw a downgrade. And it's not that I play PC, but I saw a downgrade in specific things where I was just like, yeah, we got that. Do you guys think we are reaching that like shelf of we're almost at that level where we can't go above it, because then you get into the human element of stuff?
That's like the law of diminishing returns, right? Actually.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you said the not to interrupt, I'll just quickly go, Rand, but the photorealism, and once we hit that, I think that's when we're at the pinnacle.
That's when VR will start to become more prominent, and if they can bring in like sensory elements, like can I pick up smells? Can I pick up textures through touch?
Right.
Can I pick up sensations like on my skin, or sounds that like reverberate? Like that would be some crazy shit. I think that's the only place we have left to go once we reach like the pinnacle of visual graphics. Like you have to go to sensory stuff.
I don't think in our lifetime, in gaming, in anything else, really, most things work this way. But I don't think in our lifetime we will see a point where there's no room for improvement. Like there's always going to be something.
We'll hit a level.
Yeah, like we might hit a ceiling for a while, but somebody's going to come up with something that's going to amaze it.
See, the funny thing is we all thought the same thing when like GTA 3 came out. It was like, wow, like this, it's not going to get much better than this. And then 5 years later, another GTA comes out or something like that. There's always going to be a higher bar to be set.
I remember
we were also working with polygons at that time, but now we're working with photo textures. Like, I don't know if you guys know, in the chat and in the panel, I'm an artist, so I understand what people are going through. So we're not working now when we draw things. We're not working in a time of how many polygons are going to be in this. We're working on I'm going to take this texture that I've drawn and I'm going to wrap it around this model, and it's going to be exactly specific to what I need. Like we're at that point where it was be like, oh, like 10 years ago, it would be like, I have to draw this thing in, but I have to accommodate for polygon fingers, like in GTA Vice City. I have to accommodate for these polygon fingers, but now it's like, no, I can do these finger textures and I can wrap it around this model and it'll be perfect to exact. So whatever somebody's drawing, is going to be there.
Hey,
Where do we reach the end of that?
So
hold on.
Get to the super chats.
Hold on.
I want to just get. Go ahead.
No, I'll say that if Uncle can get to these super chats, and then we can
Yeah.
get to the
will.
next
Let's
topic.
catch up on chat
Okay.
real quick because we had some good stuff come through.
Dirt Griggity, Rand and Tim, the handsome men in this podcast. Will Xbox shut these haters up in July? Because I'm so sick and tired of them.
Tired.
No, I know Dirt. You're sick and tired of him. I know Dirt is. He's very sick and. I hope so, Dirt. I can't ever say they absolutely will, because you never know with Microsoft. I mean, this May event that we just saw last week changed so many times from when I first heard about it.
Yeah.
Knew about it back in the beginning of April. I think that's when I told Tim about it. Back in the beginning of April, it was supposed to be something completely different than what it was, and that changed over the course of time. And how they were supposed to already have revealed Fable at this by now. I mean, Fable was supposed to be revealed at the VGAs, and plans changed.
I think
Would
the
I
answer
want
to that
to say-
question is just no, because haters never shut up. They just,
Haters. So here's
they
the
just
thing.
always
Here's
keep
my
talking.
thing.
They
It
find something
depends
new to
on
hate.
whether or not Microsoft stopped making themselves a meme. Like,
There's that.
they-
The people
they
that hate
really-
Xbox will always hate Xbox. Never do Xbox will never do anything to appease those guys, so they'll always hate them. The ones riding the fence. I mean, I think once Microsoft shows what they're working on and shows that games aren't super cartoony like Grounded or Bleeding Edge, or mature titles, more like epic play games, I think they'll start coming back, especially if they're actually really good. As far as like, will the July show shut up all of them? I mean, I hope Microsoft realizes that, this is what they need to do. It's time to, either shit or get off the pot, right? Everyone's been saying wait for E3 for years now. We know Microsoft kind of actually gave up on this generation a long time ago, and everything that they've been working towards is towards this generation. Well, show me what you got. I'm here. Show me what Playground's working on. Tell me what initiative's working on.
To add to that point is, if they're gonna have their event, they need to have it needs to be big. It needs to be like, oh, here's our new game, and then boom, gameplay. 5-10 minutes of gameplay. Don't give us these little CGI trailers of here's the theme of our game, but we'll reveal what it actually plays like. You can, if you look at what is a Hearthstone, a trailer for that game, and then all of a sudden it's a card game, it's completely different. You need to actually show us what we're going to be playing in the next couple months.
I agree.
Tim,
And that's it right there.
Oh.
I think
Tim
when it
Piana.
comes down to it, ultimately, other than us right here, people like us that like to analyze these types of things, nobody will even remember this point in game.
Agreed.
Think about everything that's being worked on at Microsoft right now with Xbox. It's probably going to be a fair amount of bangers coming out of it. We already know Sony's got some bangers waiting with PlayStation Studio. I don't know how many, but at the very least, we got a handful of them just waiting on us for next gen. Nobody's going to remember this but us.
I mean, y'all can probably Tim, Rand, all y'all, except for Demi. Demi's younger than me. We can all sit. I've been playing a lot of old games, a lot of DOS games. I've been playing Populous and a lot of Commodore 64 games. You can go through those generations and find them bangers, but you can't find the small fractions in between when things was just wild. Tim, PNF. Good luck to the awesome panel. Fame, Dallas, Citizen, Demi, Halo, and not at least the awesome floor hugger. Thank you.
Tim, wasn't that your old Twitter name? PNF for life?
Yeah, that's me. I just wanted to give you guys that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
no problem.
I thought that looked familiar. I was like, man, that looks so familiar.
I didn't give the amount. Sorry, at the start. $14.99. Thank you.
Ballin', big pimpin'.
I knew that looked familiar. Sorry, go ahead.
Mariano Papama. Can't Xbox argue got? Oh my God! Can't Xbox argue got our tech demo with Hellblade?
Oh, do we get our
What?
tech demo with Hellblade? He said, can Xbox
Okay.
argue that it got its tech demo when they showed Hellblade?
But wasn't Hellblade
See-
all fully cinematic though?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
So I would argue that's not equatable. Then we need to see. It has to be a blend of. I want to see both cinematic and actual gameplay. Because just
This was the
cinematics
problem
can
with-
always look amazing, but I need to see live rendered gameplay footage that looks amazing too.
But this was the
Because it's
problem
only
with
one
when the Xbox show did Assassin's Creed. People were complaining, I stayed for the Assassin's Creed and I didn't get gameplay. It's like, yes, they could have been a little clearer, but we got in-engine gameplay. We didn't get what people were expecting, like when Origins came out, the 40-minute gameplay of it. But we got the in-engine stuff, which, we got in-engine cinematics. We know what it's kind of going to look like. But I made this point on the Grown Woman podcast is Assassin's Creed, you know what you're getting with Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed's going to be the same today. It's going to be the same tomorrow. It's going to be the same 10 years from now. Assassin's Creed is what Assassin's Creed is. I don't really need to know more than that. But it's the new stuff that I want to know about. I don't care. I know what Assassin's Creed always going to look like. Ubisoft has a certain standard. Ubisoft is here in Canada. They run to a certain standard. I know what they're going to operate as. But what's going on next year? What's this new stuff that we're going to talk about? What's Hellblade going to look like? Because Hellblade cinematic looked good, but I also know that was on PC. Don't play like it was on Xbox, y'all. Don't play like it was on Xbox.
Before you go to the next topic,
I do want to catch up on one thing on chat just because it answered a question I asked earlier about how many people worked on that tech demo for the UE5. Mr. Too Opinionated said it was 24 devs in about 6 months. So 24 people, 6 months of work for those 9 minutes and 3 seconds. Y'all just keep that in mind when you're thinking about how cool that looks. It took 24 people 6 months.
Go to the Unreal Engine and go watch the Heretic. It's called Adam now, but it was called Heretic at the time. It was a tech demo for, I think it was NVIDIA at the time. And it's been turned into a short series, but it's about 30 minutes long, the entire thing. But it took about 4 years to work on. 4 years for 30 minutes. Think of that, guys.
It's nuts, y'all.
I definitely, before we switch topics, I haven't heard a voice all night. Demi God.
Right.
What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts about this demo? Because I haven't heard you all night, brother. What are your thoughts about this tech demo we saw?
You too busy indulging in women and wine over there? What are you doing?
Yeah. I was playing a hand of Gwent, letting everybody get their time in. But
Ooh, Gwent? You play Gwent?
I do.
Triple Triad's better.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Add me on Gwent. Okay, we need to play Gwent.
I'll say it's really pretty. Like, the first thing I noticed is how gorgeous it looked. And I was like, wow, this is really detailed. And it feels like what next gen should look like. It looks like what next gen should look like. My biggest upset walking away from this, honestly, is not a game. I actually kind of want it to be a game.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
It looked good.
It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks
It made me want to play like a new Uncharted or Tomb Raider or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Final Fantasy tech demo that came out? It was a Final Fantasy tech. No, it was a Final Fantasy. I should quotes tech demo that came out when NVIDIA was putting out their new TI series. But it looked like a game that I would rather play than Final Fantasy 15, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But it was just like that was the game I want. Sorry, Fame.
I do not remember that at all.
But yeah, damn it, yeah, I'll coming back to you.
Yeah, it looked good. Like I just want to see more. Like, of course, this is obviously a tech demo. I want to see actual games in motion now. Like, show me something that's current and that's going to be coming out. Show me something that's going to like knock the socks off me now. The tech demo looked great, but I want to see what's coming up. Like, I'm running on both these consoles.
But people need to be wary and temper their expectations, because let's not forget Watch Dogs, how great that looked. And then the game came out, I was like, oh, no.
So speaking of games,
that to me.
Speaking of games that you can actually play, games that are coming out, I do want to start with you, Demi, because I've heard from you the least tonight. Tomorrow, we're supposed to be getting a state of play that's going to be dedicated to Ghost of Tsushima. What are your expectations for this tomorrow? Like, are you super excited to see more of this game.
I think this is gonna be the gem that Sony puts out. I think this will be better than The Last of Us.
Whoa.
Ooh. All right, relax, Chief.
I think this will be better than The Last of Us.
You better
honestly.
start some fights, bro.
You know what though?
better-
Okay, I could see that. I'm not saying it will be. I don't know. Who knows? But I could see
Everybody's
I
hedging
won't
their
put
bets
it
on The
past
Last
them.
of Us.
Well, see, here's the thing too: is what's better is subjective. So it's like better in what regards?
Better
Better say
storytelling and gameplay.
Okay.
Okay.
Kick him out. Get him out.
You know what?
Like-
I'll go on the other spectrum. Is I'll slap it into movies. How long did people wait for Ghostbusters? People
Oof.
still love Ghostbusters.
You ain't
And-
gonna talk about that remake that I think you about to talk about.
No.
Walk away.
That was
Okay.
garbage. Last of Us has already, for some people, has already gotten in. Ghost of Tsushima is a new IP for a lot of people. A lot of people won't touch it because it's a samurai game, all this stuff. But it has that, Last of Us has that story bred into us already. It has its hooks into us. We know about, anybody who's played games knows about The Last of Us. So I feel like some people will be into it more because just like RoboCop, I watch RoboCop. This is how old I am. I have RoboCop on Laserdisc.
Damn.
Like,
I'm
but who
bringing
don't
it back.
Samurais though.
A lot of people
when
don't
was
like
samurai not
samurais.
cool?
I know,
Since
right?
when were
A
ninjas
lot of
not
people
cool?
don't.
I'll- you
What?
know what? I
A lot
don't
of people
to-
don't like Yakuza.
I don't like
Yakuza's
to
a
prejudge
great game,
people
but they
or
don't like
anything,
it.
But I'll
But
tell you
there's no
straight up that
samurai
if you
or
don't think
ninja, like,
samurais
that's-
are
Hold on,
cool,
what was that,
we'll never
Demi?
be friends.
I think personally that this is going to be the better game of the two. And I'm sticking
Maybe
to
for
that.
a niche,
With
but
that,
not for the overall.
with that
though.
being said, I want to ask our guests, taking it to what Demi said into consideration, do you guys think that will be the better game? And also, what do you expect from this dedicated state of play tomorrow?
Could be the better game. I love Last of Us, so of course I'm anticipating Last of Us Part 2. But when they showed off Tsushima in 2018, I thought Ghost of Tsushima showed better than Last. And after playing a game like Sekiro, I'm kind of like really into that feudal Japan setting. Well, I'm looking at Ghost of Tsushima like have the chance to surprise me. What I'm expecting from this 18-minute gameplay thing is, an overview of all the systems in the game, how missions work, how the quests work, the map work. There's talks about how you can play the game as a ninja or as like a straight up samurai. Be interesting to see if they maybe show off a mission where it's like, oh, here's how you would stealth it versus here how you would go like first to like just destroying everybody. I think it has immense potential to be an incredible game, and I'm really waiting for tomorrow. You kind of know what you're gonna expect with Last of Us 2, right? You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, there's that unknown factor that makes it a little bit more intriguing to me. I'm really actually looking forward to tomorrow to seeing it all kind of being shown first time, because quite frankly we haven't seen a lot of Ghost of Tsushima.
Nope.
There was that first like trailer at
We haven't
E3 a
seen
couple of
nothing
years
since.
ago, which was good. Then that was
And then the
essentially
Game
it.
Awards.
The Game Awards had the story trailer, but even still, it was very much cut
Cinematic.
gameplay.
What the hell? Yeah.
I want the long form play demo, which is tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. What it finally
Tim
is.
And Rand, do you guys think, because y'all are older than me, not to keep drawing up your age, we got some dinosaurs
Fine.
here.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
we're gonna bring our guest on and
only
he's
as
gonna
old.
talk about him.
You're only as old as the people you touch, and I'm touching y'all. You're about 26, okay? You guys come from. You saw the age of like Onimusha and when Yakuza was rising. Do you think we're seeing the age of the samurai and like those style of games come back? Because we got Tony Hawk coming back, we got Mafia coming back. What do you guys think?
It's good.
Potentially,
Those
yeah.
games again?
I mean, Sekiro sold incredibly well. If Ghost does incredibly well, it could be a new franchise. I mean, is Shu gonna come back? Right? You said Tony Hawk's coming back. Mafia's back.
Thank
Is
God.
Tenchu coming back?
Yep.
I think there's a sense of of like what's old is new again. And that Japanese, I mean, what is the one Assassin's Creed setting that everybody wants them to do? Japan, right?
Japan.
They
Yeah,
did
Because
a
it's
China
not-
game, but
Because there's
Sure.
not a lot of
Assassin's
games
Creed.
like this.
That'd be wild.
I think that's why people are incredibly excited for it, because these are few and far between.
yeah.
Shout out to Glorious Kevin Chat. He said, "I expect 30 FPS." Bringing that.
he also said, if you guys didn't know, PC Tony Hawk is going to be on the Epic Store exclusive. So, not that I
I
advocate
didn't know
for emulation, but yeah, just get it on emulator.
Oh,
What you about to go into,
I hate
Tim?
the Epic Store.
You know, I think that Ghost of Tsushima is going to be fine. It needs to be a good game. I don't know if it's going to be prototypical, Sony banger, as they say, but I think it would be maybe a notch below. Comparing it to The Last of Us 2, I think The Last of Us 2, to be honest, with some of the facial of the last trailer, the animations and the way Ellie showed emotion through a video game, I felt like Naughty Dog really kind of is setting a bar right there. There was a point where in the trailer where the guy leaves, the Asian guy leaves her, and you could tell she's upset, and you could see her eyes watering. And I just felt that the way that they conveyed emotion just through video games, Naughty Dog might be in a class of their own. So I think to be honest, Naughty Dog is possibly the best developer. Or I would have Rockstar, but Rockstar is a lot bigger. But just overall, Naughty Dog is just in a league of their own. So I don't think it's going to really compare. But they're obviously going to be all awesome games, both of them. I just don't know if Ghost is going to be what I think people are thinking it's going to be on an unbelievable level. I don't know if it's going to hit that, but it definitely could.
So the leaks did nothing for you?
People talk. I mean, I was spoiled within a minute of the leak going live, so it pissed me off. But listen, it's like somebody brought this up to me when I watched the Avengers Endgame. My little nephew spoiled it for
My
me.
heart.
know?
He's like, guess
Beat
what
that child
happened?
senseless.
Right, but the fact of the matter is that I still saw the movie. I feel it's the same. Everyone's different. First of all, let me preface with saying that people hold stories really close to themselves with video games, and it's bigger. For me, it's more about the game and playing the game, so I could get away from the leaks and deal with it. I'm still going to obviously play the game, but I could see why if certain people who love the story, why obviously they've been leaked and why they're upset and stuff like that. But just overall, leaks in general are shitty, and that whole situation was absolutely crazy. And it's kind of disappointing because they really had a chance to. I think it would have been perceived differently if it wasn't leaked. Now that it's leaked, I think a lot of people got leaked, unfortunately, and there's still time passing. And just people on the internet are just so stupid. I'll be on a random forum, like a random Twitter thread, and you just see somebody just like out of nowhere, just it's like what the hell.
Hey,
so
thank you. Say it again. People on the internet are stupid.
Yeah.
Hey Tim. Hey Tim, really fast. ACO Ruiz says the new Naughty Dog or the old Naughty Dog, because the old Naughty Dog is almost the initiative now.
I mean, like I said, just watching that, just watching the way the facial anime, whatever engine that they're using or whatever, I just thought it was super impressive. Just that part where, it's easy to show emotion, like a person crying, but when you see somebody holding back emotion and something where
the tear ducts and all that
right,
stuff.
Right, and that's done in a video game, that's amazing to me. That's God tier developer way. That's something that why I could see why people love them so much and put them on a pedestal, because that's not easy to do. I mean, you can make somebody cry, but like you said, to just show it without even showing it, that looked real to me. Like that you connect with that character. Like I felt bad. Like, and I saw it, like that, I was like, wow. I was like, that's just amazing stuff. So,
And not that graphics translate, because we talked about this last week, we talked about the moments in video games that made you cry, and one of mine was back in Black Flag, and Black Flag does not look good, but that moment brought me back. But when you, in the new games, when you see somebody's, the crinkle of their eyes when they're about to cry, or oh god, who's the actress for Ellie? I can't remember.
Ashley Taylor,
She's on,
I think her name is.
yeah.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. Her acting is so good, because I watch her on Critical Role and she's so good. But just like the acting, and when they can translate that properly to the screen, there's something about that. And again, that falls back into are we getting to the point where graphics are hitting their level?
Mm-hmm.
But
Ashley Johnson,
yeah, if you guys don't follow her, she's just an absolute sweetheart. But yeah, her acting and the way she conveys Ellie and the emotion she puts through in the character is, I won't say it's maybe for most people it'll be like whatever, but for people who are in the know, it's next level, because they can translate to the screen, and it's amazing.
So before we get to
there.
before we get to video game recommendations, I want to go around the panel, and I want you guys, in a quick summary, give me your first thoughts or feels when you heard that Tony Hawk Pro Skater was coming back. I want to start with you, Snips. And Snips can't hear me. Dallas!
Kev.
My exact words was, wait, what? Oh, I'm down. Exact words.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
Tony Hawk was my jam back in the Gap, so I was ready.
I'm not. Shit.
Go, Kev.
Y'all were asking about the Tony Hawk thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. To be honest, like, I'm kind of torn. Like, I'll probably wait a little bit, but I'll probably jump in eventually. Like, I don't know. Those were dark times in my life back then. I don't know if I want to go back to that. I don't know if that's the nostalgia I want. Okay.
I mean,
Like, and it's one of those deals where I guess it's not the same since it's a total remaster, but I'm one of those people where, like, if I have super fond memories of a game, especially a game that's that old or even older, I kind of don't want to go back and play it, because now that I've experienced so much else, I'm probably going to hate that game back then. Like, I'm going to be like, wow, how did I ever like this? This is complete and utter trash. What is wrong with me? So I tend to be scared of the whole meet your heroes kind of thing, or don't relive past greats. Like, let them live in my memories. But I don't know. I'll probably give it a try, but I don't expect too much out of it. I expect it to be a simple little time waster.
Shout out to Reggie Butler. He says, I got on and the vlogger was talking. Lord have mercy.
Hey, Reggie, I saw you when I was on the gaming podcast. How you doing, Reggie?
So, Meek, I know you wasn't conceived yet, but when Tony Hawk got announced, how did you feel about it coming back?
I was alive, he was alive, okay?
Okay. You're lucky we're on there.
He adjusted his
Okay,
seat and everything to talk about
hold on,
this.
Meek, before you talk, somebody asked what's the name of your dog. We need that dog's name.
Right?
Oh, Barkley.
Barkley. All right.
Barkley.
I have 3 dogs.
Great name.
Can I pet that dog?
Pet that
right.
dog.
I love dogs.
Can I pet the dog?
You like pigs?
Dogs.
So when I heard it was announced, I mean, I played my fair share of Tony Hawk games back in the day. Like, I remember like passing it back and forth between friends and stuff like that. I was more of a I think I really got into it when the Underground series came out for the story and stuff like that. I mean, I'll probably end up getting it, like, if it's like $20 or so. Like, I'm not like, jumping for joy or anything like that, because it's I think it's more nostalgia than anything. But yeah, I'll probably get it. It's like $20. It's a good
It's not
time
gonna
killing
be
game.
$20, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, it'll be at least 40.
Just want to answer a quick question. Aquaman asked if we're doing this weekly. Yes, this is a weekly show that we do every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Demigod, I know you.
He says 7 p.m. loosely.
Oh my God, AB.
We have a habit of starting late.
ABA72. Well, back he stole my joke. I was gonna ask Demi. I know you mostly played BMX Triple X, but what did you think about Tony Hawk coming back?
Why you gotta go for Demi's throat? Like, leave Demi alone.
That's great. That's great content. But I'm all in. I'm getting that collector's edition for that Birdhouse deck because I can't pass up on that.
Okay.
For
So
those of us
I'm ready.
that are like excited for this game in some way or another, I told y'all what my first thought was. Well, my first two thoughts. My third, I don't know if y'all feel the way I do, but I really hope Spider-Man is unlockable in this one too. Like,
It's not gonna be, but okay.
I mean, maybe not, but I'm just saying. Why you gotta piss on my?
It's not the contracts of the '90s. But Rand, Tim, Handsome Man, what y'all think of this new Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2?
Thoughts was meh.
Whoa.
Meh? Yeah.
Whoa.
Didn't care about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 back in the day. Don't care about it now.
You
That's how I
just
felt
tore my
about Crash.
childhood apart.
That's how I felt about Crash, and people acted like I was crazy.
I didn't care about Crash.
I didn't
What do
play
you
it.
have to say about this?
I understand people love it, but
I love it. I love it. So I'm a fan of it. I'm gonna definitely get it day one and bring back the memories. I remember playing that game with my ex. I was married to my ex-wife at the time, and I was living at her
He
house.
old enough to be married, y'all. Don't forget that he old man.
And I just remember being in that house every day. I would play that game every single day. And she used to complain because I was so into that game. I just trying to get the what was it called? The streaks? What did they call it? Where you jump on something and the
Combos.
the
skate
combos
And the
skate,
secrets
stuff like
and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. Big fan of it. Was unfortunate what happened to the series because we don't really have. I mean, we had Skate, but I think there's an indie coming out that Xbox has on the indie program that's coming out. I don't know what it's but I mean, skateboarding games are just cool in general. Skate or Die. Do you guys remember that? The arcade.
That was so good. That was back on the NES. No, SNES.
Yeah, well, it was an arcade. It was originally in the arcades, but then it came to the consoles. But yeah, that game was awesome. So just in general, for skaters, hopefully it rekindles something and maybe they can make a Tony Hawk. Remember, was it Tony Hawk 5? It was so bad. It was like a 40 Metacritic.
And we haven't had a good skating game in a while. Like, it just needs to be one. We haven't had a beautiful graphics game. Yeah, exactly. Certain things like certain things, games. I just don't understand why they kind of went by the wayside. Like Fight Night, that's a game. Well, that might actually.
Let's not get started on Fight Night.
But Skater is easy. Imagine just having a big, nice world and open world and just being a punk skater and just getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I do one thing we like to do.
Fame, you didn't even ask me.
Did I? Didn't I?
No.
Nobody likes you.
Hugger, what were your thoughts about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2? I'm sorry.
Is it because I wrote the article that you don't want to ask my opinion?
Yeah, because your opinion's at level1gaming.com.
It is at level1gaming.com, but y'all, that was a biased article. Tony Hawk was what got me into skateboarding. My cousin used to skateboard, and he got me into skateboarding. Then we started playing Tony Hawk, and then Underground was the game I played for the life of me. I love Underground. I think American Wasteland is trash. I think Underground 2 is trash, but I will be interested. Underground 2 was kind of trash. You can admit that. I think it'll be interesting to see
Yes.
what they do with this, because they're gonna implement some of the older tricks like wall plants and lip grabs and all this kind of stuff into the newer games. So I don't know, like and especially on PC since it's only on the Epic Store, which I hate the Epic Store. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I have faith, but at the same time, I've also played the old ones recently. I've emulated them. I just don't know what to expect. I'm excited for it. I hope Tony Hawk is getting his extra millions with this, because Tony Hawk is the greatest man alive. But I just don't know what to expect with this. Yes, everybody agrees with me. American Wasteland was garbage.
So one thing we like to do on this show is, before we wrap up, we want to get a game recommendation. If you don't have
TV or movie.
game recommendation, also either an anime, TV, or movie recommendation for the people out there
Look,
to
if we
go
gotta
out
do
and enjoy.
all three every week.
No.
we're gonna run out of stuff to
A
recommend.
game
Okay.
and movie or anime. So it's two recommendations. It's two recommendations if you got it.
Imagine
Or
watching
two
normie
games.
TV.
But
Whatever you like.
we won't be
Anyway,
long.
get
We won't
on
be
with it.
long. We won't be long. I do want to start with our guests. I'm going to start with Rand, we know who plays
No.
a million and one
You got to
games.
introduce them properly. The handsome Rand.
I'm
Hey,
not
baby,
saying
how
that.
you doing?
I'm not saying that.
Okay. Rand, the handsome man. What's your either game and or movie TV suggestion for people, baby?
All right, so my game recommend
Give
Ori
it to
and the
me.
Will of the Wisps.
Yes.
One of the best games available right now. And on my TV I'll give a TV recommendation because I just finished it. I binged it in one night.
Ooh.
It's a Netflix show. It's called Into the Night. Basic premise of the show: sun is killing people.
Oh God.
Got to get an airplane and fly west.
Is it
6
on air?
episodes, about 30 minutes apiece. It's on Netflix, and it was surprisingly addictive and actually pretty good. Oh,
You
that-
watched
that's
all
my
that in a
recommendation.
night?
Oh, there's more to it. It's 6 episodes. Check it out. Just watch the trailer. It's surprisingly entertaining.
Okay.
Big dog.
Into the
Timmy. What you got, brother?
All right. Well,
Big dog, handsome Tim. What
all
you
right.
got?
So for video game, I think Rand Ori is a good one. I'm trying to think that recently what I've played. Let me think. I'm going to say, this is one that I had finished a little while back. If you haven't played Gears 5, give it a shot. I know that it hasn't been, this is not my all-time recommendation, but just if you haven't played it, give it a shot. I thought it was well done, and I'm hopefully that they can get 6 and really knock it out with the series. I know kind of a lot of people liked it. Rand, I know, was a big fan of it. But for the movies, I'm gonna say if you haven't seen it, Dark Waters. It's a remake, but it's just
Such a good movie.
yeah. That movie really impressed me. I just see that recently. I don't know the name of the actors or anything, unfortunately, but just look up Dark Waters. It's about DuPont, and I'm not going to go further into it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's about an industrial company in a town, and it's a true story, and it really gives you an idea what can go on in this country or any country, and I really recommend it.
Okay. McMillian.
As far as games go, I've just been slugging it out on Fallout, man. I'm a huge Fallout fan. It's pretty much all I've been playing. I think probably sometime early next month before The Last of Us comes out, I plan on doing my last playthrough for like the 100th time. As far as movies go, I saw this movie when it came out, but I can't recommend it enough. End of Watch.
Oh, so good.
It's a movie on Netflix, and it's gut wrenching. It is such a good movie. So if you like cop movies, like I guess kind of like what they go through, stuff like that. It's like that like bro movie, I guess you want to call it. It's a very, very, very
kind of like Lethal Weapon, or like more gritty than that?
Way more gritty than that.
Definitely gritty.
Oof.
It's got like that just like guy type of humor.
Like more Family of Cops with Charles. Oh God, I feel old.
No,
More
yeah,
Family of
it's
Cops
not
with
like
Charles
it's
Bronson?
more gritty. It's more gritty.
All
Like
right.
Bone Collector.
I never saw.
Dallas, what you got, brother?
Okay, like unlike how I've been for like the last month, I actually have had a little time to play games this week. So, I've been feeling a little nostalgic. I pulled out the 3, and there's 2 that I've been on. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, because who does not like samurai? If you don't, you crazy. Especially who don't like cyborgs and samurai. It's like smack to the same thing. Even if you don't like Metal Gear, it's got nothing to do with none of it. It's just good, clean, slicing people up fun. Also, I've been on my whole JRPG kick, so I've been playing the original Nino Kuni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been having some fun with it. Movie wise,
What have you been playing Nino Kuni on?
PS3.
PS3.
Okay. Did they make it a
They
port for
did
Switch?
put it on Switch. Yeah, they
Okay.
did port it to Switch. But since I was already playing the 3 and I already had it, I figured why not.
Amen.
As far as movies go, y'all know I like to bring out the random weird Japanese movies. So a random weird Japanese movie of the day today is Goemon. It's about a thief who low-key used to be a ninja. I might have just spoiled a little bit, but a very little bit of it. Used to be a ninja, and he uses those skills to be Robin Hood and steal from the rich and give to the poor. That's all I'm going to say, because anything else will be spoiling the fun of it. So definitely check that out. If you like martial arts, you like action, and you like that weird Japanese awkward comedy, check that out.
Yo, before we get going, we going a long way. We completely forgot that we were giving away a copy of Streets of Rage 4.
I've been typing it in the chat.
Anyong, I'm sorry.
I'm so
y'all.
sorry, dude.
When do I get
Let's
to
go,
do
let's
my
go.
request?
Do you want to hold it for next
Nico,
week?
Nico, nee.
You want to hold it for next week since we're at the end, or do you want?
Yeah.
No, do it this week.
Yes.
We can't be
No,
liars. We
do it
gotta
next
do it
week.
this week.
Go in the comment section. If you want to win a copy of Streets of Rage 4 on Steam, go in the comment section right now and just type in #SOR. And if we
please,
don't get enough
It's
people,
on Steam. It's not on Xbox. It's not on PS4. It's on Steam, guys.
Yeah, PC, the superior gaming platform.
I wish I would have said that when
No.
we had the bulk of the people in.
Hot
So I
take.
apologize. We moving along. Demi, recommendations for the gamers out there.
Come on, God, with the voice.
Let's see. I've been playing a lot. I mean, that's always a great recommendation.
Femare. Katsu.
Since it's been my kick, I'm gonna recommend Dark Souls 3.
I told you, boy. I told you.
I've got hit by the bug. I have endured some of these fights. It's been even making me look up the lore. Shout out to Vadi Vidya, because my God, this guy knows the stuff. And I've been having fun between playing Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. At the same time, I've just been having a lot of fun with it. My movie recommendation. You know what? I don't have a movie recommendation, but anime-wise, if you're into horror and you like creepy stuff, Uzumaki from Junji Ito is really good. So if you're into horror anime, if you want to get chills, you want to creeped out, you want to hear things go bump in the night, 4 parts in black and white like the manga, really good. Uzumaki is right up your alley.
Hugger, what are your recommendations for this week, man?
Well, since I've been playing mainly just games to like tidy up and get those achievements, trying to get my Rand life up, I would recommend, if you just, I like to recommend indie games. I would recommend Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, where you go across the states and you spread stories, and then you have to collect the stories, and then you have to redistribute the stories. They're pretty good. Or if you're in the mood for a fighter but you don't want to play Streets of Rage, Mother Russia Bleeds is a great fighter. I think Hotline Miami meets Streets of Rage or Double Dragon. Oh my god, did I just show my age with Double Dragon? But those are the games I'm recommending. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine or Mother Russia Bleeds. But I have been watching so many horror movies lately, so I'm gonna recommend, if you guys just like need to get into your horror movie kick, House of a Thousand Corpses or Hostel
Great
or
movie.
Good job.
The Hills Have Eyes. I would
Wow,
recommend
three. You really
Right?
are a
Good
real
job.
deal. Those
Right?
three movies. The last movie. What was it that you just said? The
House of a Thousand. No.
Hills Have Eyes.
No, yeah.
the edited
Yeah.
version. Have you seen
Oh,
the
I
original?
did. It's so
Oh my
brutal.
God.
Oh my god. Like, if you guys please, with a strong stomach, go watch those, because like all those movies are just horrifying. Hostel is awful.
Something like
Hostel 1 and 2.
something like that is Wrong Turn.
Man,
Yeah.
It's a lot like
Oh,
that.
Wrong Turn is
you know
bad.
what? While we watching messed
So,
up stuff, go
hold on.
ahead and check out the I Spit on Your Grave series. too.
So-
Jesus!
Oh yeah.
I see the
But
original.
yeah.
Sorry.
Hills Have Eyes. That's what I've been watching. House of a Thousand Corpses. I recently rewatched it.
Great movie.
Any Rob Zombie, like Halloween and
gotta
all
be a
them,
pretty big
ever
house.
Rob Zombie puts out.
Yeah. Did you see
What's the other one I said?
Did you see those latest Rob Zombie movie? It's like it just came out.
Oh, was it the
Devil Rejects? It's a sequel to
Devil's
the
Rejects is good.
Right, but it's a sequel to that, and it's I forgot the name. But look up.
I didn't see
Up. It just came out, so you could
I
probably.
didn't see that.
It's
I
not
saw his one, Witches of Salem or whatever that one was.
right. Yeah,
That
this
was
one.
good.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 Corpses though. Like that was him in his.
That's
best.
like the
Yeah.
that was But I've been watching a lot of like creepy. Please, if you guys are not like have a strong stomach, please don't watch those. But like they're not the psychological horror, they're the gory horror. Like especially Hostel. Hostel is just like, please have a strong stomach.
I have an idea, Meek.
You know what? You may as well
Please go watch
Demon God
those.
Reviews, too. Like, why not?
No, those are
So we
like,
got
especially Hostel. Hostel, especially the second one. Please, like, I'm not saying go watch it. I'm saying please be careful when you watch it, because it takes you to a deep place in yourself where you watch them, honestly.
So guys, like I said, if you want to enter the Streets of Rage 4 giveaway, type in hashtag SOR4 right now. We got one more person left. Kev, what are their recommendations for the week, sir?
So for games, I'm gonna hop on tonight. Halo 2 has officially come to Master Chief Collection for PC, so I will be playing that after we finish up the podcast here with my buddy Patrick to go down memory lane and throw some sticky grenades everywhere.
All right.
That's what I would recommend people play then. And for anime, lots of stuff is on hold right now as far as current stuff, so it's a little bit tricky. But I've been using this time to try and go back and catch up on my backlog. I have been going through. I went back and I am watching Tokyo Ghoul. Finally, I put it off for such a long time, and I'm now most of the way
Tokyo
through season
Ghoul.
1. So I'm working my way through that.
I've been putting
Wait till you get to season 2 towards the end where, yep.
Don't say I haven't watched it either. So
It's so good.
All right, guys. So, can we stand right here, baby? I don't want you really in there. So, I'm actually going to give this list of names to my daughter, and she's going to pick out a name, and that's the person who wins the Streets of Rage 4. So, I'm going to give you guys like another 30 seconds to do hashtag SOR4, and my daughter's going to pick who wins. So, we got 30.
And if anybody wants to do like a game night, I am down to play some game nights. Add me on Discord. I will drop my Discord on Twitter, and we'll just have a game night.
19, 18,
Y'all can
17,
listen to my
16,
rambles.
15, 14, 13, 12.
You gotta
11,
get a
10,
minute for the delay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
And please
4, 3,
follow the handsome man, handsome men, I should say. Tim and Rand. Follow Rand because he's gonna just defer you to Tim.
All right.
Follow
All right,
both
baby
of them.
girl. All right, baby girl. I want you to look at these names.
Rand is
And
over
I
here like,
want you
hey,
to-
Tim got it. It's like, no. What you got, baby?
Look at these
Tim
names,
don't need
baby.
no more
Give us both.
followers. She's got more followers.
Hold
than
on,
all of us
guys.
combined.
Hold on, guys. Look at these names.
I got
baby.
no followers.
Hold
What
on.
is
I'm a
what is
little
your
hard.
Twitter?
Hold on.
Looking at the names.
All right, look at these names, baby. And I want you to pick out which name you think should be the winner. Look at them nice and hard. Which name should be the winner?
This is how we decide. I'll give it.
That name should be the winner? Nizaction.
What did you say?
I wrote down Nizaction. Nizaction?
I'm
Nizaction?
dyslexic.
Nizaction?
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
I see 'em in
yeah,
chat.
okay, I see you.
Nizaction. Hit up my man Meek, Halo to the King on Twitter. My daughter just picked you to win a Call of Duty Rage 4 on Steam.
And we'll. Hey, Nizat,
Thank you, baby.
he's in the chat right
okay.
now. You just won Nizaction or whatever your name is. I don't know. I'm bad. I butchered somebody's name
Listen,
earlier.
I gotta apologize on behalf of my podcast team. Okay, they can't read, so
I'm dyslexic, so. Oops.
nobody
Just
can
let us
read.
know. How do we pronounce your name? Just let us know.
So let's get going
I'm
with these
dyslexic.
outros.
I
Let's get
can't
everybody home. I do want to start with the panel. Citizen Snips.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. I appreciate it. It was a fun show tonight. Looks like we had quite a good crowd, so that's always fun. And giveaways are nice as well. So congratulations, Nizaction, on your dub. May you enjoy Streets of Rage 4 and pummel all the side-scrolling faces that you want.
Just watch out for the
aside
knife
from that-
guy.
What's up?
Just watch
That
out for
knife
the
guy.
knife
Oh my god.
guy. The knife guy.
Yeah. Aside from that, I mean, it's been a good show. I feel like I'm hype. I'm looking forward to next week. It's gonna feel like it'll be a whole month between now and then, but somehow I think I'll find a way to survive. So yeah.
Hey, and guys, I'm going to announce next week's guest here in just a moment after all are done. So stick around for just a few. DallazMan.
Yeah, man. Look, we appreciate everybody to come through here. I actually saw some familiar faces, man. I saw my homeboy Glorious Kev up in
You
here.
mean some familiar names?
Some familiar names.
Anya.
Homeboy Glorious Kev up in here. I saw Rain G4. I've been seeing you a couple times. I want to say make sure I say what's up to you. I saw our homie Nico. What you got to say off of here? If I'm missing you, I can't shout out everybody, but if I'm missing you, my bad. Show up next time and I'll say what's up. Xbot, I seen you in here a couple times. What's up, man? So anyway, long story short, shout out to the chat. Shout out to our guests, Rand and Tim. It's been nice having y'all, and y'all gotta come in with us again. Shout out to Hugger, who needs to work on her seductive voice. It wasn't working out.
I'm sorry.
I was not even
Nah,
a
she's
quarter
good,
of the way
she's good.
seduced,
I'm not
okay?
I'm not trying to seduce y'all because you
Why
are used
not?
to me. So eat because
I wonder why
y'all
Demi
not my type.
didn't post the "Why's my pee so hard" meme. Like that'd have been perfect. He never posted it. Halo to the King.
Okay, Megan Thumb.
Halo to the King.
Congratulations to the
Shh.
Nizaction
Nika speaking. Shush.
for winning the giveaway. It's good to see everybody come in the chat. Always good to hang out with the crew. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Hugger.
Oh, Niz, I'm gonna send you a DM with the Steam code right now.
Yeah.
Hugger.
Y'all hear that? Niz, we're gonna Halo's gonna send you a DM. Thank you, ABACAB72. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. Boop. Thank you for coming out. I saw you on the Grown Woman Gaming podcast. Rain, I saw you there. Thank you for coming out. Glad to have you guys here. I'm glad to have these handsome men as our guests. And, we're here to entertain you guys. Go to level1gaming.com. And if you guys want to have a gaming night, I'm kind of doing some gaming nights and we're just having some fun. So make sure to add us on Discord. I will drop my Discord after this. Drop my Discord and you guys can add me and then I'll add you guys to the level 1 gaming server if you guys want, and we'll play some games. I'm gonna play some games tonight. You guys join me so I don't look like a scrub. And I'm glad that Rand and I'm glad that Tim are here. Got some guys with some knowledge about gaming and some just insight into what's going on right now. And I'm just glad they're here. And thank you for coming on.
Demi God.
Thank you.
Yo, first off, thank you to the guests that came through, Rand and Tim. Greatly appreciate y'all pulling up. I was glad to be here. It's chill. It's a nice podcast. Everybody was turned up tonight. You can follow me on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, all the same. Demi God Reviews. You're currently going to be seeing some boss battles, some reactions, some late reviews going up, and some surprise reviews also. And yeah, that's really about it, man. You know, just the hardest working man out here. Just trying to be, at least. And yeah, come on through.
The man with a million. Where can the people find you, brother?
Yeah, if you want to check out the videos I make, youtube.com/Randall13. Thanks for having me on, Fame. It's great meeting everybody here for the first time. And for the record, I'm not handsome. Tim is.
Yes, you are. Don't try to argue with me. We gonna get into it.
Last but definitely not least, the notorious one, Tim Dog. Where can the people find you, brother?
You can find me on Twitter, xCloud Tim Dog. Also same on Xbox Live. Really, gotta say, great show. Thank you for having me. The panel is super good. You guys are just starting this first level. Is that true? Is that what you're saying? How long?
This is level 107. This show transformed so much, but now it finally has its feet in the ground, and this is where we are now. So
this is really like I said, you guys got something here, and I don't say that just. I don't just say that anytime. I mean, Fame, I've been on your show way back when, but you know, like I said, just this panel, the host Floor. I mean, I guess both you guys are both the hosts, but you got something good here. So just make sure you make it out every week. Definitely be on again, and really impressed, like I said, with the show and the production value, and just the conversation was just great. So. It was very impressed, and just keep on at it. It takes time, but got something good here.
Yes, sir. And we definitely appreciate the kind words, and we appreciate you and Rand taking out time of your night to come and chat with us. We would love to have you guys come back anytime. You guys are always welcome to come back and kick it with us. You know, maybe slide us a few gems every once in a while, kind of break some news. I'm just saying, throwing that out there, But I want to tell everyone.
You every single time.
I want to tell everyone who watched today, congratulations. You guys did level up to 107. If you come next week, we'll make sure to slide you some double XP to level you guys up to 108. Make sure you get all of your gaming news from level1gaming.com. We have an amazing team over there.
Fame, we can all agree that I will work on my seductive voice for those super chats. So if you guys drop some super chats next week, I will be like,
we will fix
I'll work
that
on it,
seductive
okay?
voice. Once again, congratulations on 107. You guys have an incredible night. We are out. Peace.